Let me ask you this, Jake. When you're talking about meeting sort of cloak and dagger with WCW, would you have met with Kip Fry? Is that the person?
Yes, that's
That was Kip.
That
Yeah, I
was
remember
Kip.
Kip. Yeah.
It
So,
was Kip.
well, we don't hear a lot about Kip. What was your experience with Kip? I know it was brief, and unfortunately, you didn't get much of a chance to work with him. But what can you
Oh
tell
my
us?
God, brother. He gave me everything I wanted and then some. You know, the percentage that he gave me on T-shirts and stuff, they were going to set up a hotline, 800 number for me that I would take 50% of that. I mean, the money they were throwing out there, I was going to get a percentage of pay-per-views. I was going to get a percentage for this. If the ratings went up this much, I got another payday. I mean, it was like a baseball contract, basically. It covered everything, and I was going to have time off for my family. I was trying to keep my family together at the time. You know, being on the road, people have no idea how hard it is on a family when you're gone months at a time. You know, and it's hard to keep a family together, man, just because you're not there for 'em. You know,
Right.
total absentee father. You're not a husband. You know, you visit her and see her once or twice a month. I don't know how the hell I had so damn many kids. You know,
Fertile.
I guess thank the postman, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, it was crazy. And I wanted more time with my wife. I love Cheryl very much and still do, even though we've divorced and everything. But it's all right. There's always possibilities. You never know. Uh,
Or you're a different cat now.
yeah, I'm a totally different guy now. And I have Dallas to thank for that. He helped me find myself, and not only myself, but he showed me a vision of who I could be. And the hardest thing that he did, other than getting me off the drugs and alcohol, I think, and the most important thing, was getting me to respect and like myself. Uh, when you come from the beginning that I came from, you have a lot of shame involved, a lot of anger. Uh, you hide from reality because you don't like it. You're always terrified that another situation is going to come up where you're going to be done in again. So I had a lot of twisted stuff in my history. Um, Dallas, you know, when I first moved into with him, man, I used to wear all these T-shirts that had all these negative sayings on them and wasted youth and all sorts of crazy stuff. And Dallas says, "Dude, what are you doing wearing that crap?" I'm like, "What do you mean? It's cool." Not really. It wasn't cool, you know, but sometimes when you're ashamed of something or angry at something, you'll make a joke out of it just so you can laugh instead of cry. And that's what I was doing, you know, myself. And I remember that he took me in front of a mirror and said, "Man, I want you to start doing this every morning," you know?
Now, let me interject there
Yeah.
because the message is what comes out of this, like, and Jake remembering the pieces that were the most important. But what happened is I remember he came down, he was so mad at himself. And he came down, he punched the marble counter. That's not going anywhere. I mean, he hit it, he hurt himself. And he said, "I'm such a piece of shit." I go, "Stop saying that, dude." I go, "What's the matter?" And he started to tell me, and he was so frustrated. He goes, "Stop telling me." And I said, "Come here a second." And we walked into the bathroom. I said, "What do you see?" He said, "A piece of shit." I said, "Stop saying that." I go, "Look at the shirt you're wearing." And the shirt said, "Wasted youth." And I said, every time you wear that shirt, you remind yourself of everything that you've wasted up till now. I said, you wear things with Manson on. You wear a Manson shirt. I go, would you want any of your kids near that crazy son of a bitch? It's like, hell no. I go, don't put the son of a bitch over. You should be wearing shit like positive energy or freaking nah, never give up or whatever. Something that's something positive that reinforces it. And he looked at me and he went, I get it. I get it. And he walked away. In 20 minutes, he came down later with one of these little pads right here. And he goes, check this out. I got my new t-shirt. And he had designed, because he's an artist, he designed "My history is not my destiny." And he had said it numerous times up till there. But again, just don't think it, ink it.
Mhm.
Like burn that into your brain.
Yeah.
Like that's how you can really change. And that was the real, that was one of the few things we didn't film, but that happened and it was powerful. And
was.
it started, God, I can remember you doing interviews and parts of them are in Resurrection of Jake the Snake. I can remember just the way you talk and the calmness that started coming. And I can remember we had done so many interviews because when I moved Jake into my house, people saw it as I'm moving this crackhead into my house. But that's not what I was doing. I was moving one of my closest friends who, at this point, when me and Steve first went down to see him, we drove away and I looked at him and he goes, how do you think that went? I said, I think it's good that we have him in the beginning, but man, I really question, do you think I just can't imagine ever having like a real conversation with Jake again. Like he's so far out there. I I just can't. This guy's one of the smartest guys I know. He's the most in his day coming up in the business was the Yoda of the psychology of what a match should look like. So you can look at it and can't see through anything. Like it has to have those elements of doubt where you're going, oh my God, that was real. He brought all those elements and he knew how to tell a story verbally and physically. I could talk to him even in the early days when I started wrestling. He still had about 2/3 of that, not just knowledge, but a way to communicate. And at this point, he did it. And little pieces, the sobriety, which it's ridiculous how many people Jake has helped by letting Steve you tell the story.
Yeah.
Because we lived it. Steve must have filmed with our crew over 500 hours and pulled together 93 minutes of emotion that you go on this ride that has helped so many people. Like one of the people this year who won our Positively Unstoppable Challenge. We do it every year, starting in January, the $1 million Positively Unstoppable Challenge. And one of the guys who ended up in our top 6 people, his name is Jeremy Laundry. And he had been on just crack, cocaine, heroin, I mean, everything for like 20 years. And when he saw that movie, it changed his life. And then you start to take those little baby steps. And that's what Jake was doing right there with that. It was me getting a chance to give back. And one of the things that when I would be at his house when he was still living with Cheryl, when, Kimberly threw him out. But eventually he landed back, with Cheryl again. And we were watching, I will never forget. I don't remember what the match was, but I remember what I said to him. And he said to me, and the booking committee did not believe in me at this time. And we're talking about like 95. Because even though Jake and I were living together in 93, 92, 93, and then I went back to WCW, they put me on the shelf immediately. And that's where I started going down the power plant and training every single day, teaching people, because the more you teach someone something, the more you learn, the better you get. And the bottom line is that every match I had, I would bring it up to Jake. And at one point he said to me, he goes, again, why did you do that? Why did you do that right there? And I said, well, that's what they told me they want me to do in that scenario. And he takes a drag of a cigarette and he looks at me and he said, "Do you think anyone on that booking committee ever thinks you're going to be a top guy?" I said, "No, no, they don't." He said, "You need to take control of your own destiny. Like, it's there for you. It's times you're going to piss people off. And like I told you in the beginning, you're going to piss people off when you try to climb that ladder." He goes, "But you got to take control of your own destiny." So I'm having a match with, and I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was 95, might have been 96. So I'm pretty sure it was 95. I'm having a match with Alex Wright, Das Wonder kid. And this kid, when he came in, he really had talent. And they pushed him really hard too soon because he was so young.
Yeah.
So he had some good wins, and getting a win off of him was a big deal. I know I'm going over in this match. And Bischoff had to literally, because he wasn't in total control at that point. He did let the book committee do most of the stuff. He wasn't in total control, but he literally, it was the first thing that he fought for me on. And I didn't know it till later, but to go over, because they wanted Alex to go over. And you have X amount of time. And one of the things I learned, they give me times like, "You got 10 minutes here." They start sending me home at 5. Now, wait a minute. I got a 10-minute match worked out in my head, and I know exactly what it looks like. And Jake had told me, "You need to take control of your own destiny." So Charles Robbins looks at me at one point. He goes, "All right, D, you got to go home." I go, "Okay." And I just start getting my heat. And that's normally when I be told to go home, when I start getting my heat. And boom, boom, boom. And now I give the kid a hope spot, boom, take him back down. And Charles comes by and goes, "Hey, D, yeah, go home." I go, got it. Bing, bang, boom. I get on him, have him fight back, give him a hope spot, boom, shut him down. Now I'm choking him. He's in the corner, laying with his head down there. I got the ropes, and I'm pulling on the ropes and choking him out. Charlie walks up to me, and he goes, "D, they're screaming in the back. Go home." I said, "Shut the beep up." Hey, I didn't say F-bomb there. Is that? I manage myself. Friggin' shut the hell up. I'll take the heat. And I just kept going down. Here's Alex. God bless him. He's like, D, go home. Let's just go home. Go home. I'm like, "No, kid. I'll take the heat." Bing, bang, boom. We go into the comeback. Boom. I hit him. Bang. Boom. I hit him with a diamond cutter. And I've got a hell of a pop. And I am expecting to just get my ass reamed.
Or punched or
Or something,
chair shot.
But I'm ready for it because I know this was probably up till that moment the best match I've had in my career. And here comes Kevin Sullivan, who I love. And me and Kevin had some ups and downs. The time I'm not one of his favorite people, and here's just boom, 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 boom. And it's just me and him. And he throws out his hand and he goes, "Congratulations. Today you became a worker." And I was like, holy shit, And then Bischoff pulled me aside later and he goes, "You made me look like a genius tonight." Because, because they didn't see it. And it was a huge blip, but it came back to Jake telling me, take control of your own destiny while you have that opportunity. It might not always work, but hey, at least that's what you want to do.
I've always told guys that, especially guys that were going to the WWE, if you're going to go up there and you got a shot, don't do what they're asking you to do. Do what you feel is the best. That way, if you fail, you gave it your very best shot.
Right. No regrets.
For instance, I love the guy to death, man, Sin Bodhi. I think he's an amazing talent. He never got a shot, but he went up there and they turned him into a carnival geek, so he didn't last till the water got warm, and he left there hating himself because he didn't go out there and do what he knew he could do. It'd be like, "Hey, I'm a great navigator on an airplane. Okay, today you're the pilot. Excuse me, I can't go there. This will not end well, So do what you do best in every moment. And that's what Dallas had to do, man. He had to say, okay, it's my turn. And 10 minutes,